To cover the billion-dollar budget hole in the 2018 fiscal year budget, Oklahoma lawmakers took nearly $61.3 million from various state agency revolving funds. Another $147 million will come from the rainy day fund, but the biggest amount of cash lawmakers tapped came from transportation funding, a total of $206 million that was intended to pay for state and local roadways were used instead to balance the budget.
It was just a month ago the Oklahoma Department of Transportation was facing a $251 million budget cut. But after some intense last-minute lobbying, the state agency was able to reduce the cut to $156 million. ODOT Executive Director Mike Patterson says that saved the agency enough money to avoid having to shut down road projects that were already underway.
We have promised those projects to the public, and now we're going to have to not take them out of the 8-year plan, but we're not going to be able to deliver when we said we're going to be able to.
The final budget deal took $100 million from off-the-top money the agency gets from income taxes, known as the Road Fund. Another $53 million came from the Motor Fuels Tax Fund, and another $3 million from the Way Station Fund. While projects are now just being delayed, Patterson says years of budget cuts are taking a toll on the agency's ability to do its job.
Last year, if you'll recall, the impact was $367 million. So these are not compared one year to the next. It's not like, well, we're better off than we were last year. These are cumulative.
According to Patterson, over the last 6 years, more than $800 million has been diverted from the Transportation Department to keep the state's budget in balance. David Burridge, chairman of the Transportation Commission, says he hopes the legislature changes the way it's been crafting budgets.
And I would just hope that we learn something from this session, and I don't mean ODOT or the director or the secretary or anybody individually, but, it seems like we had a perfect opportunity and many opportunities to do something different.
Before Patterson began his lobbying campaign to reduce the cuts, lawmakers had again targeted the Passenger Rail Service Fund for a $1 million hit. Patterson was able to stop that from happening.
The impact to the Heartland Flyer, taking that $1 million out of the Heartland Flyer subsidy would have changed the Heartland Flyer maybe forever, but we would not have been able to continue on our current frequency of trips.
Evan Stair is president of Passenger Rail Oklahoma. He says keeping the train going also depends on expanding the Flyer's service to the north. To that end, Amtrak launched an inspection train from Oklahoma City to Kansas City to examine the feasibility of expansion. For that to happen, however, the states will have to come up with some more money.
This will require a supplement from Oklahoma, Kansas, and I would say even federal sources. Hopefully the Tiger Grant programs and other federal programs such as that will be around when the inspection study is complete.
Stair says the economic impact of the Flyer is well proven and would be a boon to small towns across rural Oklahoma and into Kansas.
Amtrak has said that if this train, the Heartland Flyer, is to survive, it must grow. We've said that for the past 18 years, and hopefully Amtrak is now believing their own words that this is going to happen or we're going to lose the train.
And growing north appears now to be the best chance for the Flyer to grow.
We're going to be using it to show them the railroad and give them an understanding of sort of what it's going to take to get this service extended northward toward Newton.
Joe McHugh is Vice President of State-Supported Services for Amtrak.
It's going to take two things. It's going to take funding from the state legislatures, and it will take the willingness and the access of the Burlington Northern Santa Fe. This is a very busy railroad, so there will need to be some capital improvements made.
As the train passed through Edmond and Guthrie, there were crowds of people waiting and waving, including a lot of children. On the train was State Representative Mike Osborne and his 3 children, Cole, Bodie, and Gentry. It was their first train ride.
I really like the dome car. The dome car is definitely the best part. It was so cool to see all of Oklahoma.
Another of the keys to the continued operation of the Flyer remains the Chickasaw Nation. The Chickasaws are still looking for property in Thackerville to build a train station for a planned new train stop to bring people to its giant WinStar casino. The nation sees major economic impact if the Flyer's service can be expanded to the north to bring tourists to its casinos along the Flyer's route.